Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JD for another stock portfolio update as of February 17, 2021. And before I get started, I'd like to invite everyone if you're interested in this type of content where I uh, do some updates on how my portfolio is performing. At the same time, I do review stocks in the Philippine market and in the US market. So this is the channel for you. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how my portfolio is performing. I did not show the amount of each one, but I just want to show the average price and the current market price of our stock here. And if I can remember it right, the last time I did a review was what, last week? But I think it was last week, Feb 7, if I'm not mistaken. But it took some time before I was able to review this again. Okay, so what do we have here? As I mentioned previously, I said I already exited MRC, and now we're down to 9. And these are solid stocks for me. And as you can see as well, the current P&L. Okay, this is just for a day's worth P&L. We are up by 0.49%. At the same time, our portfolio overall is showing a 26.83% gain. But technically, I wonder how COL is computing that because I have already cashed out. I've exited some of my gains here. And I think that 26.83% that they're showing as portfolio gain is based on the actual positions that I have. But I still have some buying power. So it does not really represent the overall gain because I reinvested some of my gains. So technically, I think I already I'm up by more than 30%, 30 to 35%. So that's the power of compounding your gains by reinvesting. So after you are profitable in one of your positions, and when you exit, you trade it again or you buy some more shares, reinvest that, and you'll be surprised. So I didn't even notice that it has quickly um, increased because it's just BAU. Every time I have a gain, I reinvest it. Okay, so this is how our stocks are performing. I'm just interested why the other person mentioned it's a disaster. Because if you looked at my video, I think last February 9, if I'm not mistaken, or February 7. So he said my portfolio is a disaster. So just also to give everyone a heads up, this video is first of all for personal consumption. Because number one, I wanted to document the journey, and this is my way of journaling my trades, right? I want to see the progress, how the portfolio performed on the 17th of February 2021. And then later on, as we progress, I will still have the same. It's unedited. So what might work for you might not work for me. So what might work for me, might not work for you. So as you can see, straightforward. Some of these stocks are green, some are not. As you can see, ABA here is down by 4% in just a day, and our balance or our average here is 1.29. But one thing you need to also take note of here, just documenting my thoughts, the size of my position in ABA is super, super small. It's only 2.28, so I don't really worry too much, even if it dips significantly. I also like ABA because of their future project. Although I think the airtime of that news happened only for just a day. They're setting up a digital bank in partnership with PHA, if I'm not mistaken. ACEN, of course, for renewable energy. And if you've been watching my portfolio update, ACEN, APL, ATN, Double Dragon, these stocks have been in my portfolio for quite some time now. So the long wait is starting to pay off, right? We'll check out later the how the chart is performing. Okay, let's do it now. So as you can see, okay, so we're already above the MA20 line for our ASIN here, right? So my average here was 635. So right in this level. So I'm thinking we are just going to stabilize here in this area and continue to move up. Plus, of course, the stock is bullish overall. So I'm thinking we could easily reach the 8 peso, 9 peso level. And this, given that my average is 6.35, this position is now up by 19.51%. APL as well. So as you know, I've been mentioning the story or what's the big picture. So if in case you wanted to know why I entered in this stock, it's all about the big picture, offshore mining for APL. So that's the thought process on when and why I enter in stocks. So APL, the long wait is starting to show some signs of recovery. This is now 10.49% positive on my portfolio. So also starting to look promising here because this is 12%. Um, it has a 12.59% share in my portfolio size. Yes, the amount is also significant. Remember the time when I first entered here and it reached around the 40 plus level, the size was not that huge. So when I gained here, I exited and I entered right here, then I started adding more. Of course, the buying power that I got, the profit I got from my exit where I sold half, I re-entered with this time around more shares. ATN also starting to show some signs of recovery. Interesting play today. See that one long wick over here. So for those people, let's say you may have entered right at the bottom. That's a solid how much? That's an 18% gain if you're able to catch it around the 0.89. Probably exited at 1.05. That's 16, 17% gain in just a day. But I was not able to catch this. I did not even exit because my average here is 1.18. But I was, I already, no, that's not this stock. Uh, what I'm thinking here is that if we will have another move of the same kind, and let's say I see a sign of weakness, but this is not a sign of weakness. See that? Big volume over here. So I am just thinking that the uptrend is now starting to happen for this stock. The volume is starting to increase as we go higher and higher. So that's good. That means the buying sentiment is really strong. And so I feel that there will be more movements going up. But in the event, for example, it reaches around, let's say, 1.15, 1.14, and then I see signs of weakness, then what I would do here is I'd sell some of my shares, pretty much the same as what I did for APL. I'll sell some of the shares, use the same buying power to purchase it when it dips, so that my new average now will become around 0.90 level, and then when it goes up again, we're now on the green. And I did not add any additional uh, funds. Managed to I will then manage to have a lower cost average without having to add additional funds. Double Dragon also starting to manifest some signs of recovery. Look at this, starting to open up. Our Bollinger Band is starting to widen. Look what happens when your Bollinger Band is starting to be triggered. Volume is also starting to spike up here. So this could also be a beginning of an uptrend or a recovery, because it can also happen. We can also have something like this as well, and then pump and dump thing. But I think with the DD REIT about to happen soon, uh, DD as a whole will also benefit from it. So that's actually the reason why I entered back then. And I did not take profit actually when it increased in price. I just kept it because I know I want to get some more. My size here is also a significant one. It's 11.5. This is the best performing stock that I have. This is now on a 167.9% gain, and I still plan to hold here. This is the reason why my portfolio has increased by technically more than 30% now. JFC still there, and we'll find out if it will continue to recover. But look, it's still on the red, so this is the one of this not so good story in my portfolio. Merrimark 738, but we're now at 720 with 3% size in my portfolio. This one too. So I'll check with tech because tech I also plan to add for tech. This one is still resisting or being rejected right at the MA20 line. So I'll observe first if it is going to stabilize around this area, let's say 658. If it drops some more, then that's when I add. Okay, so my profile in the Philippine market is really more of a position trader, mid position trading, swing trading to mid-term investor. So far so good. The number of shares I'm closely monitoring is still manageable, right? I only have 9 in the really good ones. Let's see. This one I plan to, if I reach good levels, I could probably um, reduce and lock in some gains. Same with APL. So I'm just finding the sweet spot where I can lock in some gains. This one too. But overall, um, I feel good. I feel good with how our update or our portfolio is moving as of this time. So that's it, I think. But I will still cover some of our analysis for these stocks, of course, for a more generic view of the technicals later on today. I'll have a different video on that. But this time, this is just for me to document the progress of my portfolio. And I hope you're able to get some insights, a thing or two. But definitely do not engage in these stocks just because they're in my portfolio. You have to take note. Some of these stocks I have entered at an early stage. So make sure you also check the current technicals of the stock and your profile. Because you might not be able to tolerate an 8% dip similar to JFC, right? For me, I'm able to tolerate that. But I think for JFC, so I think this is already cheap, but it could still go cheaper. Who knows, right? We'll check that later in our next video. Okay. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching my video, and bye bye for now. I hope you catch the next video. Bye bye.